Why won't my doctor send me for an MRI? Well, there's a couple different reasons. Sometimes they're not even insurance. Sometimes there's a very good reason that you wouldn't really think of. Sometimes when people get an MRI, especially if you're over age 50, I can say for myself, you have all sorts of findings on MRIs that really just talk about a picture. They don't actually mean they're your source of pain. It'll show disc bulging, arthritis, degenerative changes, all these scary things and this scary terminology when you read the report and even when you look at it. And a lot of these changes are found on a lot of people they find over age 50 or even over age 60. But they don't necessarily mean that you should move less. They don't necessarily mean that you can't get better, but they are changes, just kind of like wrinkles on the inside of your body, okay? So realize those changes are on there. And what happens is if you do it too early, unless you have certain signs, it'll get you scared to move. And guess what they find is when MRIs are done too early, people actually don't recover as fast because they see this big image, this scary thing about bulges and problems, and they start moving less because they see this image in their head, and it inhibits them, it slows them down. So I know you might want MRI because you have back pain, but unless you have some serious things like progressive weakness, changes in bowel and bladder, significant balance problems, or severe night pain, those are some of the things that may be warranted to get an MRI immediately. But most times you don't want to do it in the early stages. So a good physical therapy evaluation, checking your movements, your strength, getting good baselines, and talking about your condition is just as important as that MRI, or in fact, even that X-ray. So keep in mind, don't get scared. If you have to, obviously you get an MRI at a certain point, but realize that's not actually essential to the early steps of confronting lower back pain, all right? Good luck, keep moving.